Melyssa Ford, welcome back. What happened after we press publish?
You don't got time to be decentering men, ma'am.
Your wifey material. You should be off the market.
Melyssa, like, yo, she's cooking. Ain't nobody gonna rock with her, man. They're just gonna use her for.
You know, when you've been ran through like that, that's what happens.
This is what coping looks like.
This is not what I want for young black women.
You're 50.
I'm aging. Look, it's not that tight anymore. I don't give a
Ooh, we're gonna have a good conversation here today. Hey, listen, because we got the post-wall brood mother herself, okay? The wall banger Hall of Famer back at it again after the last roasting from the internet and from yours truly, Melyssa Ford. Now she's back by way of the Lovers by Shan podcast. I'll leave a link to this down in the description box down below. It's about an hour's worth of content, but in the spirit of fair use, we're going to go through and we're going to dissect some of the things that she's saying and translate it into English for us. Now, this is a follow-up conversation. After about 3 or 4 months ago, she was on the same podcast and she said some pretty interesting things.
I just don't see anybody out there that I really would love to sleep with. Like, I'm super, like, I'm an incel right now, involuntary celibate, because there's nobody out there that I would really like to sleep with, you know? And plus, I'm so busy. For me, man.
But now she's back to describe why she is so happy with every decision that she has ever made, but we can smell the cope from a mile away. So let's see what she's talking about this time. Does she finally take some accountability, or is this going to be yet another cope episode? Let's get into it without further ado.
Who's controlling the idea of that idea of value? Men have dangled marriage in front of us like a carrot, since that is the thing that they feel like is the ultimate goal for us. And that is the pressure that society has put on us. It is no longer the truth. At the end of the day, it all comes down to control. That's what it all comes down to, you know, control over finances, control over status. The thing that I found most funny about all of the men that were kind of in an uproar over what I was saying, you know, when they hear the word decenter men, they hear I can no longer control anything that this woman does, because she's not all of the normal things that she would be looking for: a protector, a provider, you know, a ring on her finger. None of those things impress me or impress upon me, or even feel like I need them, you know?
Okay.
I have proven I can take very good care of myself.
Okay, we don't care. Here's the thing. Listening to her words, right, it continues to give us amazing examples into her mindset. She received this backlash from the internet from both men and women. And instead of listening to understand what degrees of trauma, right, and I'm using that in a very, because it's self-selected trauma. No one told her to be a sex symbol for all of those years way back in the late 90s and the early 2000s. But undoubtedly, her utilizing her looks, her body in order to sell product from whatever companies that she signed up for, that is going to aid in her creating this negative picture of men. Okay, now because she's not healed from that, she's not gotten over that, she continuously, when talking about men, does so and places them in this negative perspective. Men talking about marriage is not trying to control you, but within her mind, men are evil. And if men are evil and she's living in this like oppressive state as a woman and down with the patriarchy, then within her mind, she can't come up to a conclusion of positivity why men might be trying to. Could it not be for family building? Could it not be for religious reasons? But again, another BS talking point into the female zeitgeist of hate towards men that continues to influence all of these women of why men are so bad or men are so evil. And because we are, we must decenter them. And my job, simply as a content creator, is to push back on that. These feminists have gotten their high horses for far too long unchecked with this bullshit against men. That's why there's so many young women today. Gen Z women hate men more than any other generation of women before. Go look up at TikTok and I'll prove it to you. Let's go.
My standards are based on what I have been able to provide for myself. But at the end of the day, I found it really interesting that people seem to feel like I need to justify what makes my life meaningful. I have determined what makes my life meaningful. I have my own system of values.
Okay.
I have my own ethics, my own moral code.
Yeah,
I
no.
know what I
I'll let her
place high
talk.
on the list and what is not very important to me.
Mhm.
And I have constructed my life in a way where I'm content every single day. Every single day.
Cope.
I don't want for anything. And I'm not even talking about material things here. I wake up to unconditional love from my puppies, you know? Like, and they bring me so much joy. Am I saying that there's no difference?
I just wake up every single day to this unconditional joy from these non-human entities that can't talk back. They can't tell me that my shit is bullshit, right? They can't argue with me, all right? And they just listen to me in allegiance to everything that I want. They don't need to compromise. They just have to listen to me and all of my other bullshit. This is Cope times 10 mixed with derangement syndrome. Melyssa Ford, nobody mad at the way that you choose to live your life. The issue that I brought up within my video is you clearly have an issue with men in general. You made a career out of sexualizing yourself, which is going to attract a certain type of man that will treat you a certain type of a way, which will orient your feeling about all men. You need healing for that. What if you could copy the exact system that I use to generate between $50,000 and $100,000 a month purely from posting commentary content online? My life right now consists of no boss, no commute, no alarm, and I work when I want. And I've spent the past 8 years building this framework out from scratch. And 1 million subscribers later, over 400 million lifetime views, and I've never once talked about exactly how I do it. Until now. Now, my system is called Viral to Value, and it's the step-by-step blueprint that I personally use every single day to turn viral moments into real, life-changing income in any niche. If you're ready to stop guessing and start building something that is actually yours, click the link below and let's get to work.
Difference between, my dogs and romantic love? No, they're not the same thing at all.
Okay.
But I will not go searching for romantic love when by my own lived experiences.
Oh.
I would get further in life drawing a circle on a brick wall and smashing my head in the middle of it.
She hates men. Stop laughing at that.
Like I don't want it.
It's not funny.
I don't desire it. I don't desire it. I'm not looking for it. If it falls in my lap,
Cat shepherd.
yay.
Dog shepherd.
But I'm not sitting in a waiting room anywhere. I'm not just sitting in a waiting room waiting for my number to be called. Like, here he is, Melyssa. It's not that important to me. I have very strong views just about the gift that life is.
Okay,
and
cool.
What we should be able to do with it. It is a gift from source, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
It is a gift that has been bestowed to you.
Okay.
What are you going to do with it?
Big true.
And every single day, I wake up excited about how I get to plan and think about how I'm going to enjoy this gift. It's a wonderful thing. So now I'm planning all kinds of travel through Europe and Africa with friends that love me and meeting up with friends that love me in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just, it makes me just so happy and so pleased.
Okay.
Where does it sound like anything's missing?
Here. Right.
Let me tell you. First off, let me just say, I am happy that you found your happiness. Hopefully you can bring all your animals with you as you go on all of these trips on some Noah's Ark shit. But however, you having to repeat this over and over and over again doesn't sound like what you actually believe, but it sounds more like cope. Like you're talking to yourself, looking at a mirror, trying to convince yourself that this is happiness. Now, if she talked positively about men while she talked about going abroad, then that would completely change the context. By the way, didn't something happen on the Joe Budden's podcast and she got let go and kind of said the dudes over there are misogynistic? Her relationship with men is a constant theme within her life. When there's 50% of the population that inherently you have an issue with, then it says more about you than it does about them. Let's proceed.
Which is something that we pointed out in that. Okay.
Is that too much?
No. Great. Amazing.
Okay.
What?
It's giving passion.
Drink that tea, baby love.
You can't watch your mom die in front of you and not really understand on a visceral level how much of a gift life
I went through the same thing. You're right.
And then really think, well, how do I honor my whatever time I have left on this earth? You know, because tomorrow's not promised.
I'm with you.
So what do you do? Like, yeah, that's just how I started to think about things. It took years to get there because my mom's death was extraordinarily hard on me.
Okay.
But like I said, you cannot watch your mother die and know what she had done for me, like in terms of even just the business of death and tying everything up in a pretty pink bow and leaving me an inheritance that allowed me to live in a way that that really had escaped me for many, many, many years. Like,
Wait, what?
I was really good. Like financially, really good.
Was the inheritance before or after the video vixen career? Would be the question I'd ask her right now.
And then I just had to get my mind level with my new circumstances and understand life is a gift. What are you going to do with it? Like, how many more summers do you have left, Melyssa? I'm turning 50 this year. I don't know. I might have 16 summers left. I don't know. Maybe I have 20 summers left.
Okay.
I don't know. But when you start thinking about life in those terms of how many more summers and winters do you have left?
You're right.
I think it really puts things into perspective
You're right.
as to what you're going to allow to bother you or irritate you and what you'll just let go of and keep pushing forward. Because this time is valuable and time is like, you can't get it back. So you better enjoy every single moment that you can. Like, what about
I really enjoy these comments because I've been recently going through the same thing as well. Let me give her a little bit of advice if I was to say anything. You have to be able to practice, and I wish that she did this years earlier. You have to be able to practice forgiveness within your life. There are things that you have not forgiven certain men within your life that now is challenging your perspective of men. And the thing is that, she's 50. She's not like, you don't look like most 50-year-old women, all right? So there's dudes out there, but it sounds as if that through the conditioning of the feminist movement and propaganda, whatever her video vixen career, which is going to orient how she thinks about men, right? Or just other personal relationships, working relationships. Shout out to the Joe Budden podcast. She now has this picture, okay? And maybe it's also aided with her being famous and of status. So then she can't perhaps consider dating or talking to men that are not within, her line of work, or at least Hollywood or Hollyweird, however it is that you want to say that. But I would say practicing forgiveness is one of the most important lessons that I have learned in 2026. And through my practice of forgiveness, it has allowed me to drop anger, resentment, and bitterness, which has allowed me to identify components of my behavior and our personality that are weaknesses that were holding me back. But let's proceed.
What about my life seems like there is something missing? If you think that my life is all of this is just auxiliary, all of this is just accessory until like a man finds me and claims me and walks me down the aisle, are you insane? Are you insane? That's just weird. That's just weird.
Sorry for the interruption.
Okay.
Thank you so much for staying with us.
Okay.
And we would love for you to come back for this episode of Lovers next week.
You need me, whether you tell me or not. I don't
Who's this?
think people ever hear about the devastation that guys feel when they cheat. I think about my young self being in a position to lead, and I don't have the answers.
How do you make men who don't cheat? You said that you had a really cool way that you're teaching your son.
The same rules implemented for our daughter, who's 21 years old and who's in a beautifully committed relationship, are the same rules that we have for our son.
Okay.
Put my finger.
This is not the point. I may have to go and review that video too. You heard? That looked like a goodie. let me skip forward a little bit. All right. Let me skip forward a little bit just to get into Shit. Just to get into the content again. But that looked like a great conversation. All right, guys, leave me something down below if you want me to go through that conversation as well. Let's go.
Again, because we don't apply that logic to Leonardo DiCaprio or
We
to Michael
don't.
B. Jordan or to Trevor Noah.
No, we don't. We don't. Lovely guys, but no, we don't put the same pressure on them whatsoever. We
And
hold.
their excuse is just not as good.
I completely disagree with that. No, there's memes about Leonardo DiCaprio and the type of women, right? He's always dating under 25. You don't think women are putting pressure on Leo to settle down and get married? There's pressure on both sides. Now, if you were to compare female versus male, I get the point. I get what it is that you're saying, but there's still pressure on both sides. Shit, I even see shit down in my comment section. When is MTR gonna... Chill, relax, baby. All right. I still got some time and some motion left. Hello.
I had Afion Crockett on the podcast.
Yeah, I saw.
Who he said he's a great fan. He adores you.
I love Afion.
He loves you back.
Yeah.
And so he was saying, I was posing to him about what we were chatting about and the concept around Bething and if that feels resonant for him because Afion's 50 plus and also single.
Yeah.
And he was like, there are parts of it that I definitely resonate with, but I'll never say that I'm fine without a woman.
Yeah.
I need a woman. I love women.
Yeah.
I want to see what she's going to say to this, because this is my point.
Which is logical to say if you're in the position that men are in, because there tend to be statistically more women who are financially stable, who are...
This is not true. Men in America, on average, make more money than women. That's true.
Emotionally intelligent and have put the effort.
Wait,
towards
what?
Who are financially stable, who are emotionally intelligent and have put the effort towards themselves and do have socially rich lives. So yes, statistically, it actually is more weird to meet a man who is not choosing to partner with a woman than it is to meet a woman who's not choosing to partner with a man.
That part.
Fake
if
news.
There was a whole bunch of,
Where's my cat?
you know, like, who can I think of that's like a really good dude that's not an ass, who's like really great to his wife?
Me.
Sure, let's go with Barack. You know who I'm a really big fan of, the couple-wise? Sally Richardson Whitfield and Dondre Whitfield. Yeah.
We had him on the podcast.
I'm a
Okay.
huge fan.
I'm not sure who they are.
I'm a huge... Am I in bed with these people? No, I don't know their lives, but I have seen them. They've been married for a really long time. They're very, very supportive of each other's careers. And Dondre is a womanist. He is very like, he'll go up to women in the supermarket. Sis, if you need anything, if you need to be walked to your car, if you're fearful, come find me. Like, he's just a really good dude. You know what I mean? So I'm not one to idolize other people's relationships, but I will say, if it don't look something like that, I don't want it. Yeah. I don't want it. I want, like, the guy that I would be involved with, God, he's special. He's special. He's special, and I just haven't found that.
I want to say that he had this moment in the podcast, which I'm just going to like pin to my heart forever, where I asked him about his son. And he closed his eyes and opened them, and a single tear fell. And he said,
my son is my hope for every woman.
I'm going to have to look at this podcast.
His heart, it's so gigantic. He's so spiritually sensitive.
Okay.
He's such a servant. When I tell you that boy's manhood, I would put up against any man right now at 17 years old. That dude is ready to be somebody's husband right now.
My friend, Jeff Friday, the founder of the American Black Film Festival, he's like my brother from another set of parents. He's like one of the first people that I met when I moved here.
Just real quick. I find it so interesting that on this side of the internet, right, where they have female eyes, female audiences, it's like they want their emotions to be nurtured. What did she say? Like it was like a pin in her heart or something like that. And the guy's crying. And, you know, the thing is that's his boy. I ain't going to judge how, you know, he got emotional in regards to his boy. But it's almost like when you're communicating to women and you want, from a marketing or an audience perspective, when you want their eye, if you're a man, right, like if you cry and if you exclaim of how a boy or a man will be, on bended knee, or he's ready to get married, or he's going to treat you like a queen and or a princess. My thing is that, but also, if you're not also training this young man in how to identify serpents, if you're also not training this young man that, yes, there's also bad women out there as well, right? Like, you need a balanced perspective as a father. And again, I'm not judging this guy because I don't know. I didn't watch the actual podcast, but you have to have a balanced perspective, right? You can say, treat women like gold, but you can also say, treat deserving women like gold. And it's not bad to say that there's some type of behavior that would elicit deserving. It's okay as a young man, even as an older man, to have requirements to qualify a good woman. Full stop. We train young girls to have these qualifications. But I do not think that message, in the way that it should reach boys and as well as men, has been as clear. And that's actually one of the foundational messages that I have on this channel. Create your requirements and stand on business. If you don't have standards, the mind of the opposite sex, which tends to be a lot more emotional, may do things to knock you off your square. But as a man, you must hold firm within that. Hopefully that brother is preparing his young boy and is not sending him out there for slaughter, because modern dating nowadays, it is a battlefield. Man, them Gen Zs is dealing with some ish right now. Them Gen As, when they get up, the content's still going to be popping though. It is my argument that here today, we condition young men, older boys, into how to treat women, but we're also not conditioning old girls or young women how to treat men. And instead, young women are being conditioned of what to expect out of a man. Case in point, Melyssa Ford, MTRs. You do not want to get to her age and have a low-key barometer hate for men, while also having this picture of what a man should be to be afforded the opportunity with you. She had the vying eyes of every melanated man in America. You gonna tell me that none of them was good enough? Let's go.
He's raising two incredible young men. My girlfriend Monica is raising two incredible young men. Like,
who that tiptoeing in the background? Get out the shot, baby.
Sometimes,
Thank you.
Like, by extension, I can apply the nurturing love that I would have had for my own child through my friends' children, because my friends are my family. I am part of the rich auntie faction, and I'm very, 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 very content with being there. I love it.
Sure.
I love my life.
Okay.
I really, really, really do. And I just don't have to justify it to anybody. I don't need to convince anybody at all.
That's fine.
If you're not convinced, I don't care.
Okay.
I really don't, so that's where things sit with me, girl.
She'll never be satisfied with a man because she has this ideal picture of a perfect man. And I think that is because the goal is really not companionship or partnership. It's comfort on her terms and only her terms. Relationships deal with compromise. Dogs and cats don't compromise. They just obey.
Thank you for being a pioneer.
And I felt like I said it so delicately because I was still kind of working through standing 10 toes down on the whole, decenter men and blah, 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 whatever, like enjoying my life the way that it is kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now, just based on everything that is happening in the news cycles right now, all of the things that we're hearing and learning about, just in terms of the violence that patriarchy really is responsible for.
I'm so accurate.
And it's not even just, not even a choice to, put romantic love on the back burner.
Yeah.
In a lot of women's cases, it's our sense of safety.
Life or death.
Whoa.
It really is life or death. You know, I've been accused of being a misandrist
Yeah.
a lot.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, that's a cop-out, but whatever. But the difference between a misandrist and a misogynist will take her books and her cats and go off into the forest and say, leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with men.
No, they don't just do that. They might falsely allege, right? Like, there's things that they can do in order to try to destroy people, okay? But I cannot stand these arguments. If you're to say that there's bad men, and I agree with you, there's bad men that are out there, but who protects you from the bad men? Good men. But you're stuck on TikTok brain, or you're stuck in news cycles, and your algorithm is probably just full of bad men doing bad things. This is just so absurd. And what's interesting is that the majority of men don't display this type of low barometer hate for women. It's women that do this to men. Well, at least women like her. I know that there's plenty of women out there that do not vibe with the things that she is saying and love men and wants a good man. I understand that. Shout out to the MTRs yet again.
A misogynist will sit in his basement and sign up for a rap academy and
what?
get pointers on how to, kill women or drug them and share tips with other men
Yeah, she hates
on
men.
a website.
Yeah,
That's
she hates.
the difference between misogyny and misandry.
Okay.
Misandry, you get rejected. She doesn't want to have anything to do with men. Misogyny, we risk getting killed. And probably you wonder why we chose the bear. Well, this is the reason why we chose the bear.
She's a bear chooser. I find it hilarious that she left the Joe Budden podcast screaming misogyny from the mountaintops. Meanwhile, she's an avid misandrist. She harbors clearly a dislike for men, a mistrust for men. Choosing a wild animal over a man is, I can't believe we still having this conversation, but here we are. Let me just try to give you guys an example just to demonstrate how ridiculous that this argument is, okay? When a man leaves a house, you know who he should be most afraid of? Other men, okay? Because that's the case, that doesn't mean that I don't have guy friends within my life. I have guy friends. I got my partners. I got my associates. You understand? Because of that fact, that doesn't mean I need to decenter men, right? Like have no guy friends within my life. But when you're a misandrist, right, and given a platform from this is why we got to provide a little bit of criticism to this in order to reorient forthcoming misandrists that she might influence. Let's go.
This is the reason. Everything that's coming out. The amount of women that I am hearing just in this last couple of weeks that have lost their lives, not just to romantic partners, their husbands, the fathers of their children. What? This is terrifying. That is terrifying. Like everyone's like, oh, you're gonna die alone. I'm just like, that might be how I get to an old age, is by being alone.
All right. I can't stand any more of this I don't hate men routine when it's clear that you have a big issue with men and at the same time can do nothing but paint men as villains. By the way, if it wasn't for men, then you would have no career. All right, guys, I'm going to leave a link to this down in the description box down below so you guys can go consume the remainder of the content. I might have to, damn, there's a lot of content left. Oh, shit, we got spikes over here. What are they talking about over here? Okay. Shit, I might have to go back in, baby. I may have to go take a look at this other podcast as well just to see what's going on because we might need to reorient what's happening. All right. Nevertheless, though, it is odd watching her behavior throughout this, and, I expect someone like this to continue on not doubling down, depending upon the results that she is currently receiving within her life. But it's almost like we are all an accumulation of choices and decisions, and every choice and every decision comes with a trade-off. Every path that you choose might close a door to another path. And sooner or later, when the wall banging comes a knocking, you might have to live with the choices and the decisions that you have picked. I don't like that modern society today, there's this air of men ain't shit. There's this air of men are dogs. There's this air of incels and men are losers. When those men come out and they speak about the negativity against them, it's clearly double standards. But we clearly have to continue to call out this behavior, because if you want to choose career over family, if you want to choose freedom over commitment, if you want to choose being an independent queen over responsibility, you have to be okay with those consequences. And don't try to bring a whole gender down with your bullshit. All right? So anyway, go off and be happy and free with your family of animals, Mrs. Melyssa. I said Mrs. Miss Melyssa Ford. Go off and be you could be free. But shout out to everybody that's still here with me right now. Guys, let me know, what is it that you think about the content that I have placed in front of you? Do you agree with the things that I'm saying? Do you disagree with the points and the positions that I am saying? Write it down in the comment section. Light them damn comments up. Also, before I leave up out of here, viraltovalue.com. Guys, this is my new effort, my new endeavor, where I've taken all of it took for me to create the platform that you are currently watching right now, and I have disseminated that in curriculum format. There's a link to it down in the description box down below. If you want the type of success that I have, all right, you got to put yourself on a fantastic path. So the best way to do that is to copy exactly what I do every day, and I put all of that in this curriculum, okay? But shout out to y'all. Appreciate you for constantly coming back here and enjoying the content. Love you guys, and I will see you relatively soon. Until next time, peace.
So, without further ado, MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound when it's MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.